Hey everybody, a fairly quick update with Storm Talk today. Obviously we need to cover what's going on this afternoon and evening. Also keep in mind in our weather app videos will be much more updated than this blog update's going to be, but as that stands is about 10:25 here this morning. Look at that. Blue sky outside, warming up. Last check, by the way, we are coming in at 72 degrees outside. That's warming quick. Alright, here's the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. We were talking about this, level 3 enhanced. All indications are, as you'll see in a second, they're likely going to upgrade us to a moderate, roughly either side of this line, and they may even go a little more into Kentucky with a moderate because there will be some merging of cells, as I'll explain in a second. But in general, our northwest sections here are more at risk for an upgrade coming up, which will happen in the next couple of hours. All right, let's break down the threats. Large hail potential, 1-inch hail, 15% that is elevated, and we mainly limited more to the islet cells to come into play. Tornado potential is what's gotten a lot of the attention because it was increased to 10% in the hatched area, which a lot of you weather junkies know that means significant tornadoes are possible, which is roughly more than anything in an EF2 tornado intensity. Not every location gets that, though. It just shows the atmosphere is at least a little more prime that those type of tornadoes can develop. I've seen it materialize, and I've seen it not happen at all. So it's just another variable to look at. Okay, so just FYI. All right, so then again, notice it's mainly Indiana and probably a good placement there, as you'll see in a second. Damage and wind potential, which is likely to affect a lot of you, is at 30%, halfway through that scale there. But it really damage and winds when you get more in the Boeing segments. We have more issues with that, with trees down and power lines over a larger real estate. Because of the way they develop and move across the county versus individual cells. Obviously, tornado can be just as damaging, but still, it's going to be a mixed bag of all of this, the way it's looking right now. It's kind of a mess here this afternoon and tonight. All right, here's where we are now, and we've gotten the sunshine. Notice that the sensor says 68, but I just dialed into ASOS at the airport. We're at 72. This is the zone to watch. Look at the heating that's going on here. It's not going to take long as the atmosphere continues to become unstable to develop more activity in that area of wave country. Wind flow out of the south, I mentioned the 60s now, 69 in Paoli, 64 into E-Town. The track of the low is going to be key on this. As that low moves into Ohio, anywhere south and east of that track, that is where your best shear is going to take place. Now again, all that's going to be shifting more to the east, but the best shear that will align with the heating of the day is going to be generally in that zone. And if there's going to be an upgrade coming to our risk, it's going to be roughly along that path that'll happen here today. All right, so let's talk about the setup. It's where you see 70 in Little Rock, but again, we're warmer than Little Rock right now. Here's the HERM model. It's showing that as we enter this afternoon, here's where we get those individual cells that try to pop. How far down they go and how much they cover that's the harder part to analyze right now until we get a more balloon sending data, which is coming in soon. But there's going to be two areas to watch. This area with the supercells and then along the actual frontal boundary. Now, if typically in these situations, you can get if you get too much action here, it can actually help to reduce the northern part of that line to where this becomes the main show for the evening. Yes, that is all possible. However, having said that, at the point where the line does catch up with the cells, and at least when they initially merge, there will be some severe potential to monitor. So we have the individual cells. Here's the merging process about mid-evening, and notice that it even tries to indicate that the severe potential may be limited, or at least a little more of a factor in our southern counties after they merge together. So it's likely going to be a weird threat today, guys, where we get severe weather and tornado potential breaking out in this area, and then it'll shift a little more east, and then it'll shift more to here, and then it's over. So it's kind of going to go in phases depending on how these cells develop and how they merge and evolve with the line later on, and then we're out of the woods after midnight. Some of the things I've been looking at it from the Mesel analysis, which is a great site, showing the shear in a few hours, 40 to 50 knots. 40 is usually the benchmark, so more than efficient to produce the damage and wind potential alone right there on severe weather period. Now, when you look at the helicity, I mean, 300 is, well, look at a lot for being concerning. Double that in parts of Indiana, 5 to 600, depending on which scale you're using, but in general, it's about 5 to 600 in that zone. So there's going to be, again, a moderate. It's going to be right in through there. That's going to come out for the supercells. Really got to watch those popping later on. And also the tornado potential that shows up. These numbers are certainly elevated and about the same spot. And this, I really, actually, now that I look at this is probably a better idea of what the moderate will look like. Again, a little bit into Kentucky, southwest Indiana, down into about Jonesboro. That's my gut feeling. I think that's what it'll likely trend, but I don't draw that, so it's not important, right? All right, in addition to that, wind advisory is going to be kicking in within the next hour or two, but we're already getting gusts to 30, so we'll be getting gusts to 40 or higher this afternoon as we close in on 80 degrees. Real quick, I want to at least mention this. Got to, for my snow lovers. Friday night into Saturday, that wave does dig, and if it digs the way it's trending and a little more north, but still a dig, we could still see a rain to snow setup for accumulated snow, especially if it's a nocturnal event at night. It is possible in grassy areas, a slushy snowfall Friday night, and there's another one showing up that may move in Sunday and Monday, and then maybe even another one next week. Okay, I'll stop there. All right, so enough for now, guys. We got a lot to monitor for this afternoon and evening, so stay close to the Weather app. We'll keep you updated as much as we can on different platforms. We're watching it all. All right, so stay safe, be prepared, and we'll talk soon.